The laughter echoed across the empty parking lot, sharp and careless, the kind of sound that cuts deeper than words. When Emily finally saw her dog, her knees nearly gave out. His proud coat was gone, shaved in ugly patches, his eyes wide with confusion and shame. In that moment, her heart shattered, not just for him, but for the cruelty that could make people laugh at something so innocent. She didn't know it yet, but that painful afternoon would become a turning point. Not because of anger. Not because of revenge. But because kindness, when chosen in the darkest moment, can change far more than fear ever could. Before the story begins, if you enjoy emotional stories that remind us of the power of kindness and humanity, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps our community grow. Here at Tales River, Emily Parker was 16 years old and had grown up around discipline, early mornings, and quiet strength. Her father, Colonel James Parker, was rarely home and never spoke much about his work. Emily only knew he served the country in a role that demanded everything from him. To her, he was just Dad, steady, calm, and gentle in ways most people never saw. What Emily loved most in the world wasn't the military medals locked away in a drawer. It was Rex. Rex was a retired K9 police dog, a German shepherd with intelligent eyes and a calm presence. He had served years in law enforcement before being injured on duty. Colonel Parker had adopted him, believing heroes deserved homes, not cages. To Emily, Rex was more than a dog. He was her protector, her comfort during lonely nights, and her best friend when her father was overseas. Every afternoon, Emily walked Rex to the small training field near the local community center. It was a quiet place, usually empty, where Rex could run freely and feel useful again. Emily brushed him every day, taking pride in his thick, beautiful coat. People often stopped to admire him, but not everyone admired kindness. A group of older teens had started hanging around the area. They were loud, bored, and cruel in the way people can be when they think no one will stop them. They mocked Rex, calling him washed up and laughing at Emily for treating him like a hero. Emily ignored them. Her father had taught her that dignity often meant walking away. One afternoon, Emily ran into the center to grab water, leaving Rex tied securely near the fence. She was gone less than 10 minutes. When she came back, the boys were gone. So was Rex. Panic surged through her chest as she called his name. Moments later, she found him behind the building, trembling. His coat was shaved unevenly, skin exposed in patches. Someone had taken clippers and turned him into a joke. Rex didn't understand why his body felt wrong or why Emily was crying. She dropped to her knees and wrapped her arms around him, whispering apologies through tears. The humiliation hurt more than fear. This wasn't just bullying. It was cruelty. That night, Emily barely slept. Rex curled close to her, restless and anxious. When her father came home unexpectedly the next morning, he immediately sensed something was wrong. Emily told him everything. She expected anger. Maybe even promises of punishment. After all, her father was a Delta Force commander, someone with power and authority beyond imagination. But Colonel Parker stayed silent. He knelt beside Rex, gently resting a hand on the dog's head. His jaw tightened, but his voice remained calm. People hurt what they don't understand, he said quietly. But how we respond matters more than what they did. Emily didn't understand at first. She wanted justice. She wanted the boys to feel the same shame Rex had felt. Instead, her father surprised her. The next day, Colonel Parker asked Emily to help him organize a community event. A K9 Awareness Day. He reached out to the local police department, veterans, animal trainers, and even the school. Emily was confused but trusted him. On Saturday, the field filled with people. Police dogs demonstrated their skills. Veterans spoke about service. Families brought their children. Rex stood proudly beside Emily, wearing a vest that read, "Retired K9 Hero." Then something unexpected happened. The same boys showed up. They stood at the edge of the crowd, laughing nervously, unsure whether to stay or leave. One of them froze when he saw Colonel Parker speaking with officers. Whispers spread quickly. Someone recognized him. The truth came out. Emily's father wasn't just a soldier. He was a Delta Force commander. The boys turned pale, they expected confrontation. Threats. Consequences. Instead, Colonel Parker walked toward them calmly. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't accuse. He invited them to sit in front of everyone. He spoke about Rex. About service. About loyalty. About how real strength protects the vulnerable instead of humiliating them. Then he did something no one expected. He asked the boys to help. He handed them brushes and asked them to assist in grooming Rex properly, under supervision. He explained how dogs feel fear, confusion, and trust, just like people. The boys were uncomfortable. Ashamed. Silent, but they stayed. One of them finally whispered, "We didn't think it mattered." Emily watched as something shifted. Not instantly. Not magically. But genuinely, over the next few weeks, those boys returned. They volunteered at the shelter. They helped train younger dogs. They apologized, first awkwardly, then sincerely. Rex's coat grew back slowly. His confidence returned faster, and Emily learned something that stayed with her forever: kindness doesn't mean weakness. It means choosing to break the cycle. Colonel Parker never filed charges. He never used his power to destroy young lives. Instead, he used his influence to teach responsibility and empathy. Years later, Emily would tell this story not as a tale of revenge, but of transformation, because sometimes, the strongest response to cruelty is compassion. Sometimes, kindness doesn't just heal the victim, it changes the one who caused the harm. And if a retired K9 dog, a teenage girl, and a quiet man with unimaginable power could choose kindness, then maybe we all can too. So the next time you face cruelty, remember this: you never know whose life you might change by choosing compassion over anger. Let's be the reason someone believes in kindness again.